this weekend, if you were here last week, I talked about Rachel's like private coaching session thing that I went to about being confident. And I want to share it because they did send me ultimately the replay, but I don't know if I will get in trouble for that because it is like a private thing that you had to pay for. So if I reveal that publicly, I might get in trouble. So, nothing was that exciting, except there was, she mentioned at the end that she was going to do that climb thing, that Everest, climbing the equivalent of Everest. It was something that her and Dave had done like a couple of years ago, and Dave was going to get left behind by Rachel. It's actually one of my more interesting Dave interviews that he does with Tim Bilyeu. He's talking about the event itself. And he said he just like pushed through, and he said stronger and faster. He kept saying that in his head while he was like trekking up, because Rachel was going to leave him in like the dust and she wasn't going to wait for him. And he made it a point. He's like, you know, she really inspired me to keep going. So he tattooed like stronger and faster on his arms later because he wanted to remember that he's stronger and faster than everybody, I guess. I don't know. Trying to keep up with these people's like, you know, life lessons and goals is exhausting.
Well, in one way, I have, as an accountability partner and best friend, a woman who was wired unlike most of humanity, right? So she was like, okay, you can die in a ditch here at the bottom. I am going to just keep climbing. And the idea that she might continue without me, super motivating.
But yeah, so it's very interesting that Rachel did not, she completed it the first time with Dave and threatened to leave him, and that inspired him to keep going. I guess Cez threatening to leave her and leaving her did not cause her to get inspired.
I'll say this too. I mean, like, this is how much of an imprint this thing had. For the last 6 ascents, I mean, like the better part of half a day, I did one thing. In through the nose, I said the word stronger. Out through the mouth, I said the word better. I had ski poles, and that is the only thing I did. I became a robot walking up that hill. I said stronger, as in this step, I am becoming a stronger human being. I then said better, I will be better for having completed
push
this
that
challenge.
button.
I said it so many times, I got the words tattooed right here on my arms.
Whoa.
Because I needed a reminder that when I face a challenge that feels mentally more challenging
Dave never heard a quote before that he hasn't tattooed on himself.
than I believe is possible for me to complete, or physically beyond the limits of my capacity, that I am stronger and will become better for having endured whatever that thing is. I used it in completing my first marathon. I will use it as I am getting ready to do my first Ironman. I'm not looking for like,
which he never did,
the 100-mile race necessarily yet.
We'll see.
Right?
I was going to say,
I mean, here's the thing.
The rate you're going.
Yeah, right? And the headline is, I came into the idea of pushing myself physically with some limiting beliefs around what was possible for someone.
Okay, wait. This is a classic Hollisville moment. This is one of the classics. You know, it's a momentous quote. This is where Dave's going to talk about how he's too tall to run. Kitty, stop. Okay, ready?
With my frame, that I'm too tall to run was a story that had been told to me for years and years of my life. I didn't run a single mile until I was 36 years old.
Whoa.
1 single mile. And in this last year, I've run 1,000 miles. Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
What a weekend. I had the most incredible time in the mountains with the 29029 Everesting crew. The atmosphere and vibe on the mountain was incredible. I don't know, maybe 29 feet in 36 hours is no joke. The support, love, and inspiration in that community is beautiful to behold. The absolute best, though, was climbing with my love, Ms. Rachel Hollis. To see how you inspire the people around you and to see how much love you give will never cease to amaze me. Thank you to Whistler for this epic, leg-shredding, jaw-dropping, view-revealing journey. So they look happy. However, I think, based on someone who messaged me, and I believe, he finished and she did not. So how do we feel about that? I feel torn because I'm like, good. She was going to leave Dave behind. So it's fair that, you know, her partner now leaves her behind. But it's also kind of mean to leave your partner behind, right? Especially if it's like to do this thing together, to climb mountains as a couple. And like she's saying that she's so adventurous and whatever. So, and also a great point that somebody made, I don't know who it was, if it was in the same message or not, but they said, when Rachel ran the marathon, so she recently-ish in the last couple months ran a marathon with no training, and her whole narrative was like, I ran with love this time, and the last time I ran, she was still with Dave, and she was mad at Dave, and so she ran out of like frustration, or she ran while she was frustrated, so she was actually faster when she ran from love. So in this scenario, okay, so that's one scenario, and then in this scenario, it's like she's climbing the mountain with Cez, can't make it apparently, or something happened. I don't know. The universe didn't want her to finish, perhaps. But then Dave and her finished together last time. So was that out of love? Because she said she didn't love him, or like, you know, it was a bad relationship or whatever. So I'm so confused. I'm so confused. And then let me see the other photos. I didn't see the other photos until now. That's like pretty congested of a walk. Like, I'm in nature with my 7,000 other people. Yeah, Whistler, Canada. And yes. Oh, hugging. Hugging. It's like, okay, there she is. He's like up ahead of her, like, bye, see you later. You're way behind me. Okay, there he is.
Let's find him that red hat. Amazing, amazing.
Bro, where's your girlfriend?
What a day, guys, what a day. Well done. All right, Cez. Let's find him that red hat. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, where's your girlfriend, bro? I cannot wait to hear the podcast to come off like what spin is going to be on here. Oh, sorry, I'm a little slow. Let me go back. Hello? I'm a little delayed. Oh no. Sorry. It'll come back. Oh, it's back. Okay. Cez made me slow down. His spiritual energy made me just like take a little breath.
Am I the only hippie?
Yes.
I'm more of a hippie than you are.
True. That's a more forceful way to say the same exact thing. Yeah, so let me check. I didn't do my due diligence. Let's see. I'm sure we can do it really quickly. 2029, whatever, Everesting. I'm sure you can look it up. Yeah, but the person that, and I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if Kelsey's here, but she was the one who discovered this happening in real time. And it does make sense that he posted without a picture of her walking out, like, woo, because, you know, well, of course, if she finished, like, there would be that would be there. So past events, okay, 2022. What's the date? Oh, no, what? Yeah, that would have been, this is the one. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. There you go. I know, like, I would be down to do this too, but I would have to probably train. I think it's probably expensive as well. I feel like this is a whole video in itself, but like I've said before, when you don't have really any adversity, and it's not your fault if you don't have adversity. Like, you grow up in a good family, you have a good job, like nothing really bad, tragic happened. I feel like they push themselves into these extreme sports. Like, I watched this one documentary. It was about, you know, like, well, first of all, it was about a robbery that happened and a scam, but it was in the background of this like world running / like savage race, but in Brazil, and you had to go, and it was like 7 days, and you had to avoid snake bites, and you know, run through a crocodile farm, and it was like, oh my god, why would people do this? And it's like, oh, they're all like billionaires or, you know, tech dudes and people who have money, and they're like, I just want to feel something. Okay, so he made it. He was the last person, it looks like, to make it to the end. Fine, nothing wrong with that. Okay, no summit. Let's see. I guess that means they didn't make it at all, right? Right? Okay, I don't see her on this list. Okay, just looking quickly. Okay, I don't know what all these words mean. Okay, don't see her there. Let's see. Okay. Ah, okay, there she is. 260, which makes sense because Cez was 259. Female, so she, oops. So she made it pretty far. She made it to Kilimanjaro. But he went 1, 2, 3 more summits without her. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna like that. She's a weenie, or she's not a weenie, so she ain't gonna like that she didn't make it. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? Oh, he's uber rich, Mandy. He's uber rich, I think. I'm guessing. What if he's not? What if he's not Shawn Mendes' tour manager? He's like, he's going to be on Catfish. Like, yeah, I have curly hair and it looks like the guy who's Shawn Mendes' tour manager. That'd be really funny. I mean, it'd be really crazy, but it'd be interesting. Okay, Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey. Rachel is under the Kilimanjaro section. Yeah. So, okay. I mean, everyone has different opinions about this.
I don't regret anything.
About whether you would leave your partner behind in an athletic pursuit. Steven and I have talked about this. We talked about it recently, actually, when we first were, well, we weren't even dating yet. We were first kind of talking, being friends, and we went to a 5K together, and I run a lot. He doesn't run so much, and I was sort of like annoyed at the time because it was a timed race. So normally, like on a regular 5K, I don't care, but you know, that one's like, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, and he was like, what? Are you gonna leave me? And I was like, oh, no, I guess not, and I stayed. But I was always like, was that the right choice? Like, should I have stayed with him? Like, walked? I mean, he was fine. He wasn't like dying or anything, but he was just needed to walk for a little bit. And we go back and forth because I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm a jerk, but then maybe I'm not. I don't know. So I don't blame him or think like he's an asshole necessarily, but I could also see how that could be an asshole thing to do. So I'm open-minded. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Steven. No, I didn't leave him behind. I didn't leave him behind. I wanted to, though. Which doesn't make it much better. But I've since then softened up quite a bit. So thanks to him, actually, most likely. Thank you, JB. JB says, her hormones might have been acting up. Yeah, whatever that means. I guess there wasn't enough pumpkin seeds on the trail to balance it out. Oh, by the way, I also sent, if you remember, I sent a link. And I can put it also in the comments of the last video, but the seed cycling thing that we were talking about, I looked it up. Now, again, like this is just conflicting evidence, so it doesn't mean that I'm right or she's wrong or vice versa necessarily, but I found a lot of places talking about seed cycling no testing has been done to prove or disprove that it works. So it's like based on a hypothesis, and there's no scientific evidence that it does anything, but eating a bunch of seeds isn't going to hurt you. So that was sort of the consensus with the seed cycling hormonal stuff that we were discussing last time.